Okay, you might want to get a little bit closer to me.
Yeah, we're going to be really up close.
Like talk radio. Okay, cool. So, Arcade Studio episode 3 with Allegra Ream.
Yes.
She is a model, photographer, and momager.
Momager. Yeah.
Which we will get into later, I think. So, Allegra, what you doing in Milan?
It's kind of like second home or like third home with like fashion bases I like here. I mean, food's good. People are nice. Like, what can I complain about?
The way that people drive in the rainy weather, that's pretty shitty.
Yeah, it's like almost comparable to LA. Yeah.
Fantastic. So you're here with the Lab Model Agency, right?
Yes.
Yes.
They do rep me.
Cool. We met because some of your photographs have been popping up on Instagram accounts of people that I've been following. And I was like, oh, she looks like fun. And then I saw you in Milan. I was like, oh, let's try hit her up and not be too creepy about it. But I hit you up from the wrong account.
Oh, you hit her up like, no, we're going to have to like, this is going to be very weird for the whole thing.
You just get in close when you have to.
So you hit her up with the wrong one, like your wrong one, or it was her wrong one?
I went in from the casting couch one.
Casting couch, and then in LA you kind of look at that and you're like, what the hell is happening here?
Like especially now.
So I was just like, hey, you want to come jump the couch? And you promised onesies, Pikachu onesies, but you never delivered on that.
I'm sorry. Maybe another time, but yeah, I really do like onesies or pajama sets. All about that life. Like today we were shooting the Cosmopolitan editorial. There was like the metallic pajama set. I was like, oh, I would sleep in this and I would go to work in this. I would meet people in this. I don't care, but yeah.
I would love to meet people in a Pikachu onesie.
It would be nice.
It'd be awesome.
That's pretty much where it's all going right now.
Onesies?
Like all the futuristic movies, always like onesies, metallic onesies. Like
bathrobes.
Oh, you don't get me started on bathrobes.
You don't like them?
I love them.
Oh, okay.
I would live my life in them.
I think we're all on the same page.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So cool. You were born in Korea.
Yes.
So, North Korea.
No.
That was an excellent segue from like onesies.
Onesies to North Korea.
Yeah, because you see, in my head, onesies mean like totalitarian states.
Wow, that's a pretty big thing to like give to a pajama.
Yeah, those metallic onesies that you're talking about, like from Brave New World or that kind of stuff.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's the kind of stuff. So yeah, and then you.
I went to California.
Across the border.
Yeah, across the pond, the other pond, like the Pacific pond, to San Francisco, California. And so I grew up, in Northern California, but we would often go to Hawaii. And then that's where I started like my higher education in Oahu. I like a good, nice island vibe.
It sounds fun. It's like Wahoo. Like Yahoo.
Wahoo.
That was a really good one.
It wasn't meant to be like a joke. It sounds like a really fun place.
It is.
Like Hawaii is just like that kind of vibe. It's just like, like New York, you see, this is going to be all weird. Like New York, you always see it in movies and stuff. And like you have that kind of vibe before you go there and you have an idea. And like Hawaii, I'm just guessing, has like the same kind of thing.
Yeah, lots of aloha.
A lot of it.
Yeah, cool. And it's actually real.
It is.
It's like
real.
when people are shitty to you in New York, that is real. And when people are like,
yeah, exactly. Like when people say they hate you in New York and they don't say, excuse me, they probably really actually hate you in Hawaii when they're like, oh, let me do you a solid. Like, let me help you out. It's genuine.
Let's go to the Sandy.
Yeah, let's go to Sandy's. Yes.
I'm lost.
It's a beach. A beach.
It's a beach.
Yeah, it's like the sand. It's a bit like Cockney rhyming slang.
Yeah, pigeon.
Pigeon.
Hawaiian pigeon.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm even more, not more at ease anymore. Like without my microphone.
Yeah.
I'm
like sorry. I'm sorry. Do you want?
I feel like I'm at school again.
Do you want just a fake microphone?
I'll just do like
this. Just take the bottle.
Because I'll just give Allegra the backstory. So we've done one podcast so far where everything's been perfect, and it's just been the two of us talking to each other. The second podcast with Federica she's like this amazing designer. She came in, mixer wasn't working. Now we get you. We got 2 mics working. We're going to get there. Sooner or later, this is going to happen and there's going to be no hitches.
Yeah, it's becoming like a theme of the podcast.
We should just keep it shitty.
Yeah. It's not going to be hard. Like, we're hoping you're going to up the quality a bit. So
No, it's cool. It's raw. I like it.
So it's a bit punk. It's a punk. It's like the pink light and everything.
I dig it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And so then how did you get into modeling?
So when I was in Hawaii, I was like scouted there. I was like 17. It was cool. I started working with Wilhelmina. And I didn't take it so seriously because I was kind of like that awkward, like ugly chick in school, just super nerdy. And then it just ended up working out. And I moved to Paris after like a year and a half in Hawaii. And I like school is super important to me. So I also like applied to uni there and then finished uni there.
What, in Paris?
Yeah, in Paris.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what did you study?
Actually, what do you think I studied? This is so interesting but not based off my Instagram because you've seen maybe the Instagram bio.
I don't think I went that deep.
Really? You didn't?
I didn't look into the bio. I never look at bios. I don't think.
Really?
I don't. No.
Who are you?
I just look at boobs. That's usually what happens on Instagram.
I'm guessing
Sliding
something
into
in the sciences.
Actually.
Because I read the bios.
You read my bio. He's the better brother. I see.
He is.
Okay.
I don't know what it was. Just like it was because it was shorthand. It was like sci something.
Yeah. Political science.
Ooh.
Ah, interesting.
Yes. I did that, but I started as like a business major. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Wicked. And then how long were you in Paris? So obviously the whole school.
Yeah. So like after uni, I just continued modeling and I would go back and forth from Paris to Milan. And that was probably now for like 5-6 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And were you quite in control of the way that you portrayed yourself or like from the beginning, or is it something you grew into?
It was like honestly something I grew into. I mean, like when I first started, like when you're young, when you're a teenager, everyone is like, oh, you can be so easily molded and developed. And my hair went through so many different changes. I was platinum blonde. I would shave my eyebrows off and I was doing just high fashion then to, oh, you're getting older. So now it's more of this commercial vibe. And then at one point I was so sick of everything. I just wanted to focus on school. So I like stopped for a bit and I never took modeling like that seriously. But I thought it was a cool outlet, not just to be creative, but as like a teenager to travel for free.
That's awesome, man.
And work and make money and help pay off some like school debt. So it was cool.
That's wicked.
Yeah.
The whole school debt thing is when I hear it, like it's just so like hectic. It just sounds hectic.
It's pretty bad.
I mean, in South Africa, it wasn't really a thing. But that was back when we were growing up. So now it's a little bit different. I think even there, it's like, it's not as bad as in the States, but it can be quite expensive even there. Yeah. So there's been actually quite a few like riots recently, like last year of people, wanting like free education and everything. Because,
I wish people in the States would do more of that.
Yeah, but it was hectic. I mean, people were like burning down universities and stuff like that.
That's a little too extra.
It was big time. In Africa, when people riot, they riot. They do it properly.
I figure.
Yeah. It's like shit gets done.
Not just like signs.
No. It's not signs.
Signs and sayings. Pasties on the titties and things like that.
None of that shit. They got like spears and like fire bombs, and it looks like Paris in '68. People are throwing shit everywhere, like catapults and people.
Oh wow!
Burning books and stuff.
Yeah, no, but it's like, I mean, people like take notice after that. I think at least they pretend to get everybody calm down.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's all right.
If there's a good reason behind it, it's good.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what you get. I mean, obviously the pendulum swings a bit too far to one side and then too far to the other, and then it's like hopefully it settles somewhere in the middle. No? And then so you've traveled and you've done Milan and Paris and blah blah blah. And then did you go hit the States, New York?
Yeah, I was in New York for a minute. I did a few stays there, but just the pace of the city wasn't my thing. It's cool. It's great. Like, I think it's a good competitive market. Rates are fair. I think they're, but no, it's just, when I go somewhere, I think it's about people. That's super important to me. Like, I can appreciate this Parisian attitude, and I can appreciate like this respect of like the classics there. I think that's so important. And you find like not all, but a lot of like the best artists have always spent a chunk of time in Paris, and then they end up in New York if they want to. I feel like maybe it's changing a bit, and LA is becoming more of a thing, like more popular now. A lot of the agencies are now focused on LA.
Yeah, and a lot of the fashions moved over there now.
Yeah.
Tom
Ford, better weather. Come on, people are going to be happy.
Tom Ford and better weather.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. Yeah, what more do you want? Hollywood, yeah.
I had a question, I forgot it.
Oh.
Anyway, I can ask you another one. Do you think that your major, your social sciences and everything, did it help you in like the way that you view the world as a model as well, or is it something you keep separate?
Actually, yes and no. I think it was so different and so important that I actually got a political science major in Europe, not in the States. And it was taught, I think, differently from what it would have been taught in the States. Not saying like it was completely different, but I think it's helped me see different, like obviously like events in my country in a like a completely just like what the hell is happening. And as like a millennial and seeing other millennials react, like, yeah, it's like, I think different from most people who have studied in the States of what I've done. But I think as a model, like maybe this isn't what you're asking, but it's definitely helped people take me more seriously as like a businesswoman. Not, oh, she's just some girl who just, you know, she's modeling or she's doing this and she's a photographer. Oh, she just opened this agency. No, people actually take it seriously. And yeah, like that.
Yeah, because I've always found that working with people that have more of a story than just like, oh, hi, I'm a model and that's what I do. I mean, it's not that it shows in the pictures, but the time that you spend with those people is more interesting. So I'd rather spend, like if somebody comes to casting and is like, I just do this. It's like, okay, do I want to spend 12 hours with somebody that just does this?
Yeah, maybe not.
I don't know. It's like, it depends. Is she perfect for the story? Maybe yes, blah, blah, blah. If there are two people that have the same physical attributes, you're obviously going to spend more time with the person that's more interesting, like at least to yourself, you know, like whatever. So that's
like a plus to anything.
Yeah, it's a plus. I mean, it's a social job at the end of the day. Like you're spending time with people and you're spending it, you know, you've got to like be interested in that person. A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah. I mean,
no, of course
not a lot, just enough to like, you know,
get along and get through like an 8 to 12 hour day. At least
at 6 o'clock, it's like, okay, fine, that was doable.
There you go.
But you were saying before that you find do you consider yourself an artist? Because you were mixing it up a little bit before. You were saying my artistry and everything.
No, for sure. Like something I kind of like, I find a middle ground. I like consider like entrepreneur meets artist. And I think like as a child, I was always painting, or I was, you know, just I needed to like create things, write things, whatever. And then with the modeling, yeah, that helped. But since I had this kind of strong base in academia, like I had to basically like live with both of these sides of like myself. So I would consider myself an artist, but maybe a little bit more of an analytical artist. I think that's fair to say.
So you plan everything.
Some things yes, some things no. I mean, like, yes, with business, everything is planned, but maybe like the creative direction of a show package I make, like that's not always planned. Like the last one was just, I started, like I was in this mood because I broke my film camera when I was on a scouting trip in Kyiv. And I thought, oh shit, like I have a brand new roll of film. Like, okay, it's going to be all damaged and exposed.
The wood is fucked.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. That's what happens to film.
Yeah.
It's not damaged.
It's just done.
Dead.
It was done. So the show package theme was damaged film.
Oh, sick.
And so...
Good save.
Yeah, that's lucky that was a theme, huh?
Yeah, I made it a theme, and it was it worked. It worked. It had nice feedback. So we like that. Yeah, obviously it wasn't planned, but I was in some mood, and I was like, "Hey, this works. Let's do it."
Like our solution to our mic problem today was just to like
duct tape
and get rid of it. Creative solution coming out of adversary. Otherwise,
there's definitely an art to problem solving.
For sure.
Like, I think that's one of the main things that like you have to have that skill in any job. Like if you're a good problem solver, even if you have like a below level skill, people are going to appreciate that. Like, okay, there's a big problem. Who are we going to call? Like, you're going to call that guy who can fix it, like with like MacGyver kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or you have a really wicked business partner that is super good at fixing things.
Well, you got to have that. Well, that's problem solving. Yeah, she's on the couch. She's on the casting couch right now. Awesome. So let's get into the agency thing then. You're a mother agent.
Yeah, I am. I am a mother agent.
With Tribe.
Yeah, our agency is the Tribe Management. And we started it this year, actually, just a few months ago.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's a brave step into a very shark-filled, infested water there.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, but you strike me as someone that can easily navigate that water.
Yeah. No, it's been good. And like having my old agents and other people I've worked with in the industry support it, that definitely means a lot to me. So it's been good.
It's like just run us through basically where it comes from, like what
everything.
Like everything. Just
the birth of it.
Just give us the birth. Tell us the story.
Okay. So basically I was kind of not over modeling, but doing less of it. And really, I just picked up a camera one day and I was actually criticizing a lot of people I worked with. I said, oh God, I hate all these photos. And I think women are always sexualized and I'm going to start shooting people differently. I want to shoot people how I'd want to be shot by them. And it was just a concept. I thought, okay, I can't be a hypocrite. So let me just go do this. So I started doing that. And then once I met like so many models, I would see, oh, this is a lot of wasted potential because they would get stuck on the agency boards. I've never seen them at certain castings. And I thought, this is so sad. Like I could do work with this. So I just kept this idea in the back of my mind. And I'm like, okay, I'll go back to that later. Then Rebecca and I met each other in Los Angeles and we were roommates. And I was just doing some like commercial acting there, writing. I'm writing a book right now and that's another whole thing. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Busy.
Yeah.
That's good though.
Yeah, no, it's cool. But we met and there were some other girls we were living with and I thought, oh, I can introduce them to like better agencies and better agents. And then my friends who were at agencies would ask, hey, can you drop me an intro? Can you place me? And so I was actually already doing it for a year now, like before we started. And I thought, you know what? I want to have a business license and have ownership to something. And I want to do this right. And that's kind of how it started.
And how has the industry accepted everything? Has it been easy to get into it and then have your ex-agents and the people that you worked with as a model accepted the switch?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, definitely the lab because I'm out here modeling with them, but I also, they know what I'm doing, propose them girls, and they know I have other girls placed in different agencies here in Milan, I'm in Paris, everywhere. At first it was a little bit intimidating, but then after people seeing, oh, she's a photographer, she developed these models basically overnight, sent them over to the best agencies. I mean, we work with IMG as a client of ours in LA, and that was kind of the first one we worked with. So awesome. It means something we're doing something right. I think.
Definitely, yeah.
And what do you look for in models?
What do I look for?
Because you do boys and girls.
Yeah, we do.
Men and women.
Yes, we represent men and women. We try to find people where their beauty is so timeless, and something Rebecca and I are both sick of are just the beauty industry kind of not going downhill, but in Los Angeles for a minute it was, and there's too much artificial. There's too much artificial there, and I find the girls where they don't like. It's funny. We approached one girl in Kyiv, and she's 17, so her dad had to go to the meeting with her, and he was like, "Oh, what did you think my daughter's beautiful?" Like, and I'm like, "Yeah, no, she's perfect." And women is interested in signing her now, and we find the ones that are just super special, super unique, and I'm not interested in having the next Instagram model. I want someone fashion will love.
Right.
Forever.
It's a really good mission statement as well. Like as a claim, like where beauty is timeless. It's like you can see that on like billboards and stuff.
Yeah,
already, it's really good. Like,
thank you.
It's really cool, actually.
And my brain is no. You know what? I've had. We've been shooting all day, so my brain is a little bit fried. It's like a little bit tough. So I keep thinking of really good questions, and then it's like they put them to the side. And I'll be like, oh, just now, this is going to be a good one. And then it's like, oh fuck, it's gone.
You're good.
I was like interested in knowing what kind of art you would do, and if you keep on doing art, like you said, you were painting.
Yeah, I was painting for a long time when I was younger, mostly acrylics, and then I started getting into like watercolor, and then doing like ink on top. I was also doing like water marbling on like just fabrics and things like that. When you have a Korean mother and an American father, like I guess just painting art was something we could all connect with. Yeah, basically. So it was cool. I enjoyed doing that a lot.
And you still do it? Or
not so much anymore. I mean, it was kind of a joke. I made like a t-shirt, and I was like, I'm selling this shirt on Instagram, and people were like, oh, okay, I'll buy it. And I literally just painted on a shirt and some Moroccan.
Sold it for like $5,000. It's like one of a kind.
Yeah, one of a kind. But yeah, I just started doing that for like, it was a joke. But yeah.
That's what I want to ask you. What do you think about the trend now that models need like loads of followers on Instagram and whatnot?
You know what? I think this is a misconception, and it's something we struggle with explaining to our models at the agency. One of the strongest girls we have right now, everyone is interested in meeting her, and she has like not a strong following at all. And then we have models who already have an established following where they kind of killed their own images. Yeah. And so we have to, rebuild. I mean, that's kind of extreme. They haven't killed their own images, but we have to tone it down and start over again. I think if, your goal in modeling is just to make a bunch of money, do commercials, okay, fine, do it. But if you are trying to integrate yourself in the fashion industry, meet with, the top 4 casting directors in New York City, do the whole fashion week circuit, Instagram doesn't matter. I mean, my friend, she walked for Dolce & Gabbana, Celine, Prada, and she has 2,000 followers.
Yeah,
so.
like I get that, because those brands, they want to find the new thing. But I keep hearing people go like, oh man, she's got like so many followers, she's great for this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, but people that follow, in my opinion anyway, people that follow models generally, like especially when they have lots of followers, aren't buying the fashion.
No, because it's not relatable. It's not relatable.
It's just a different market usually, I think. So it actually doesn't make any sense. Like it's not like someone that follows like a race car driver. All those people are buying cars, pretty much.
Sure.
Right. Whereas people that are following models, especially if it's a lot of swimwear and stuff like that, I don't think they're going on that. Most of the followers are there to look at swimwear. They're there to look at a pretty girl in a beach or something like that. Usually, no? So it's like it doesn't make sense to the marketplace.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about that for a second, because I'll see like the race car driver reference. I mean,
it's
really
guys.
Cars,
it's guys. Right? It's guys that are buying. That are like. I mean, they won't buy a Ferrari, but they'll buy a Fiat. Right? No, and it's the same company. So it's in some way they're bringing clients to that company, right? But I don't know. Emily Ratajkowski, millions and millions of followers.
But I mean, that was after this one music video.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
she just started walking shows,
and it's awesome for her as well.
Yeah,
because I mean, it's a business and it's fantastic and whatnot. But I mean, if she puts on a Dolce & Gabbana dress, the people that are following that prefer not to see the dress.
Of course.
So it's like if you're paying for that following, you're not getting your money's worth, basically, unless you just want lots and lots and lots of hits and the people aren't going to go and click on the tag that's bringing you to the Dolce & Gabbana website or whatever.
Of course not.
So so if you're spending like, I don't know what she'll go out for, but I guess like $1 million, more or less, for like a big campaign or whatever. Or like,
I mean,
I don't know.
But I think like with her, the following was organic, you know?
I know. That's definitely organic.
But the girls now
bought.
are trying to reverse it. And I'm like, well, if you have thousands and thousands of girls with, you know, the 100,000 Instagram followers, whatever, it's actually, it doesn't matter.
And it's all the same thing at the end of the day, because it all goes back to zero at the end. If everybody's got the same.
Yeah, but I think it's just such a new tool. Yeah. You know, the whole social media thing, it's such a new tool that no one knows really how to use it and how much importance it has. Yeah. I mean, it obviously has like a big reach, and if like you're selling a shirt and someone can repost your product,
it's consumer to consumer, which is nice.
It's not that
I don't know.
actually.
If you look at Super Bowl campaigns or whatever, those ones that come out in the halftime show, they're always amazing. They spend shitloads of money on them, but it's going out to like the entire planet at the same time, you know, and it makes like a lot of sense because everybody's looking at that.
Sure.
So sooner or later, and it's always like McDonald's and, you know, it's like very consumerish sort of thing. So everybody's going to like look at that and know what they're talking about and go to it. Whereas if you're spending a lot of money on a person that they're following, I mean, for me, it's always about, is that following like pertinent to what I'm selling? If it's not pertinent, then there's no point in getting all that following on your side, because it's like it doesn't make any sense. You're spending money for something that's not going to actually sell your product.
I mean, but that same concept is what I tell girls. I said, okay, you can post a bunch of bikini pics, but you have to think of who are those followers compared to the girl walking for Prada with maybe 2,000. She has all the casting directors following her.
Exactly.
All these
that's what I'm trying to get to. It's better to have 2,000 people from the industry following you than 20,000 like
fan
old
boys.
men.
Yeah. No,
that's where I was trying to get to at the end of the day. That's the juice, the quality of the follower. Yeah. And how maniacal are you about your Instagram?
How bad am I about my Instagram?
I care about it a lot.
I care about like.
You think it's fun?
I think it's fun, like, but it's more of, okay, do all of these images look visually pleasing more so than like, do I look good in just this one picture? You know?
Yeah, you curate it.
I do. But I wouldn't say it's like as extreme as some other people I've seen really take care of their Instagrams, but it's a creative outlet and people get to see like who I am and not just what like my agencies put out. And I have total control over it. So I like it. And I think I have, like a lot of the right types of followers. I've like had jobs this way. I've had agencies.
Yeah, that's where you see it when people hit it up and it brings you something. That's where I think you see that
it's like
working.
It's a portfolio. Basically.
Yeah, and it's a visual diary in my opinion.
Yeah,
like, that's how I feel treated. It's like it works.
No, absolutely. And like with our agency Instagram, we posted one photo of a girl and 3 agents got back to us just from seeing the one photo. We want to sign her. We want to have her. So, I mean, it's an awesome tool, but obviously I'm not going to do a business deal over Instagram.
On like the chat.
Yeah, no, I like DMing.
DMing. The dangers of DMing is like,
oh my God.
the potholes that you can walk into.
Yeah, it's too easy as well. Like anyone can DM you.
Yeah, exactly. You're just like an open, like, letterbox basically. Just please let me know what you think.
Deny.
Yeah. Not really. No, I read every single one.
Said no one ever. No.
No, I have a feeling you actually do read all of them. Though.
I actually don't. I don't.
Really?
Yeah.
He showed me all the ones he's like the decline ones today.
Yeah. I decline shitloads.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I check first
That must
who
be
they
hard
are.
to do. Like self-control.
Dude, it's so funny. It's just hilarious. Like I get dick pics and stuff like that
Ooh.
because people think I'm a girl sometimes, but some because of my name, because it's Andrea.
Oh, Andrea.
And then some because I don't know, maybe they just see one picture and they just assume I'm the person in the picture. I think that's what happens. Like they don't act, they just like it, and then it's like they just write to me straight away, like because I'm so beautiful. Go crazy. It's like, hey baby, and there's a picture and it's like it's blurred and it's like I want to click on it and see what it is, but I don't because I know what it is. So then I just used to send them back selfies.
Yeah, the blur doesn't really help.
No, it just makes me more curious. Damn it!
Work. Like I did that for a promo. Like I do like promos for like shows and stuff, and we had to do like an uncensored promo for like MTV Africa, and it was like we could do pretty much everything but not show anything. It was like this is such like a wasted opportunity. And then I just started adding like pixels over the whole thing, and some of the scenes were like not at all like explicit. They were like some maybe just sitting there, and just added some pixels, and it seemed like super dirty. And then they were all hyped on it. I was like, oh wow, I wonder what they're doing. It's just like no, just sitting there, like nothing.
Little curiosity. Yeah.
Curiosity. That's what gets me. I'm just too curious. It's like all the time, every time.
Just a million dick pics.
Terrible. I should just collect them and make a book.
But blurred.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll call it dick pics. It'll be amazing.
I'm pretty sure there's a book out there already called Dick Pics.
I don't know. Is there? Well, maybe it could be.
Yeah, there is that woman who was dressing up different penises and outfits, and it's like a coffee table read they sell at Barnes and Noble.
That's amazing.
Yeah, dead ass.
Yeah.
Barnes and Noble.
That's going to be an interesting conversation every time. Like, hi, can I dress up your dick? Yeah, why not?
And then they get censored and stuff. Definitely.
I mean,
Or is that considered art?
I don't think the guy is in. I've never read it, but I will assume the guy is not.
No, it must be like a nice, like beauty shot,
yeah,
right on it. Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful.
Maybe like they redo the penis and like to resemble the face, maybe so like a little goatee or a little mustache.
I think my friend told me there was one like Mary no really she was working at Urban Outfitters and they were selling the book there too. It was like Mary had a little lamb.
Okay.
Getting into like the children's stories.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's wrong.
That's like
some sick shit.
Satanic. People are going to probably like the 1 or 2 people that are listening to this are probably going to go and check it out on Amazon.
Yeah, well, let's see. Amazon, if you sell any of those books, please give us a cut.
Yes. Yes.
Cool. And your photography?
Yeah.
How often do you get to shoot? And not work stuff?
Not work, just me wanting to shoot something. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, the other day when you let me use the studio, it had been like completely not related to work, unrelated to work. Oh my God, I can't English right now.
No, Englishing is so hard.
Englishing is really hard here. So no, I mean, that was the first time probably in a couple months where it wasn't like for any of my models' books or any paid works. It was just something I really wanted to do. And you saw the shot. I thought it was cool. I loved it. And it was like organic. So
yeah, like I said to you, it's like one of those pictures that I was like, I looked at it, I was like, oh, I wish I'd shot that. It was like in my studio with my chairs. I was like, I had all the elements. I didn't think about it.
Thinking outside the box.
It's thinking with different brains.
Yeah. But
just how it is. But it happens every time. Like whenever I rent out the studio or give it out to somebody, and it's like at least one picture is something like that I really wanted to do. You know, it's like
really
one of my mates, Gautier. He came in and shot, and he put somebody in a bin, like these big drums.
Oh, yeah.
And he had them like handstand in it. And I was like, oh, that's so funny. It's hilarious.
That's
I love
really
that
cool.
thing. Yeah, it was great. And I was like, I should have thought of that. And that's just something that I usually would have thought of. And I was like, bummed.
You know what it
happy for
is
him.
though? It's like all this creativity that was like kept in my head for months, and then
Yeah,
I
it
was
just
like,
exploded
boom!
out. There you go. And then you dropped your camera.
Oh my god! Yeah, I dropped my camera.
It seems like you have a bit of a tendency of doing that.
I break everything, and I broke my charger for my laptop last night. So I was like, I should.
I wonder why the mic didn't work today. Did
Yeah.
she touch the mic today?
Yeah, I mean,
so.
I'm just kidding.
Sick. So you're also a surfer.
Like not so much.
Talking about breaks.
So, hey,
I got that like a little bit too slow. Like break, beach break. Okay, okay, I got it.
Point break.
point break.
Any break.
Any break.
I like surfing. I like it a lot.
The surf's great in Milan.
Oh my god, it's
The best.
amazing. It's the best.
So good.
I hope people watching this understand how ironic we're being and understand the orientation of Italy
Maybe,
or Milan.
Maybe not. Maybe there's going to be like an influx of people coming to surf in Milan. People that just didn't realize that they were just listening. I mean,
We're fucking around.
Yeah. No, it's amazing. There's just
So
there's
good.
such a good point, like little break. It's beautiful.
Like a wave pool. Like
No, there's nothing. There's
No.
absolutely nothing. That's one of the depressing things about the city. Everything else is great. No waves.
Nothing.
Yeah, little
Navili
water.
is like,
Well, Italy apparently there's a really big surf scene. Like the surfing clubs in
Oh, yeah.
Milan are like the biggest in Italy because people in Milan have money to fly to places that have good waves
Okay.
generally.
Yeah.
So like there's actually a surf bar, like with like surfboards up and it's like tiki torches and all that kind of
but
stuff.
near Porta Genova.
No, it is
Maybe.
Porto Romano.
Oh, that's
think-
like way
Yeah, the other
opposite.
side.
Okay.
But
Surfer's
yeah,
Den.
Surfer's Den.
Yeah.
Surfer's Den.
Oh, I know this one. Okay.
Yeah. It's super. I mean, it used to be somewhere else, and there was like super like divey, and now they put
No,
it in another
I
place.
think
It's
this is
quite
the
nice.
one at Porta Genova.
Oh,
It used
is
to be
it?
at Porta Genova. I think so.
Okay,
Yeah.
that could be.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest clubs in Italy for surfing because then they go to like Sardinia, where apparently there's good waves.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's all right there. And then Genoa. But the thing is, surfing in Italy, the reason that I never got into it, it's winter surfing.
Yeah. I mean, the best waves, I think, in Europe, it's Portugal in October.
Yeah.
In this month.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Beautiful there.
Yeah.
But it's like
Super cold.
it's cold, and like when I think of surfing, like we grew up on the beach, basically, like 100 meters from the beach, and it was like sunny and warm, and you're in baggies, and you just put on a rash vest and went for a surf.
It's like, what?
That is surfing.
Yeah.
For me, surfing with like a 10 mil wetsuit and booties and fucking thing, that's a different story. That's like masochism for me. I completely.
Yeah.
You got to be very, very passionate about the sport to do that.
No, I'm not passionate enough for all that. I like to be warm.
Yeah, it's so much better.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
And then it's like palm trees.
It's just such a mission. Like surfing is already a mission.
Yeah.
If you don't have like a good beach or if like you have to like really paddle out and get
To get a
the wave,
decent break. Yeah.
it's like tiring, and you have to deal with like people dropping in and stuff, and like dawn patrol. There's like when the people that enter it are like really into it. Like
Yeah, I mean, I used to wake
Kind
up
of
at dawn
culty.
and go and surf, and like bodyboard and whatnot. But if you wake up at dawn and you walk 100 meters, that's one thing. If you wake up at like an hour and a half before dawn and drive to the beach,
For like 2 hours, that's too
fuck
much.
that
No.
shit. No, I'm not going to do that.
in
No,
that
no.
sense, it's pretty similar to snowboarding. Like
So snowboarding is like way better because at least when you get there, you just pop on a little ski lift and you go up the ski lift and then you're there and you can just bomb down the hill as much as you want all day and you don't get tired. You don't get as tired as with surfing because you don't have to stress so much. And you're warm, but you're wearing
But you're breathing in all this cold air and it's icy and it's
see.
no.
not for you.
Not for me, no.
Yeah. If I'm going to be cold, I'd rather not be cold and wet.
Yeah. There you go. There's the logic.
There you go.
same with warm as well. You don't want to.
I don't want to be warm and wet either.
Yeah, it's just like humid and stuff. It's just like terrible. But
I love humidity.
humidity,
Yeah, it's good for your skin. It's good for
I'm not very comfortable though.
Yeah. It's the hair.
It's because you're not hairy. Because I can't do humidity. It's like I just start I'd become like a seal. Summer is not a good period for me. From June till like end of August, I'm just like dying in a corner somewhere.
Barnacles and mussels.
Yeah. No, it's not fun. And this book?
Oh dear. Do you
want to talk about it, or is it something that's still in the kind of...
No, we can. I started writing it a few months ago. I can't say a couple months anymore. I need to get back on it, but I wanted to like make my agency sustainable. And I've been focused on that. So I've been, if I can't do any photography, I can't write. I'm just doing this, and it's about relationships. So it'll be interesting. Modern women relationships. But yeah, it's all true stories. It's not a self-help guide by any means. It's actually just me making fun of myself and just a lot of relatable situations I think millennial women can relate to. Yeah.
Do you have a name already?
Yeah, I do.
We're gonna wait for it.
Do you want me to say it?
If you want to say it, otherwise don't.
Yeah.
We can keep it secret, and when the book comes out, we can come back on.
Okay, we can do that.
Hey, how's that sound?
Definitely.
Yes.
That'll be good.
It's good. I promise it's good.
And where to from here? What's the next step?
Next step from here, I'm actually, I think next week going to Paris. I lecture university courses.
Oh, they didn't tell me that.
Yeah. I do. I did my work study at Harvard, and I actually studied social media analytics.
All right.
My work study project actually had to do with South Africa and giving free internet services to students at different universities and young entrepreneurs and professionals.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Is that why they were rioting?
Yeah.
Where's the free internet?
Yeah, sorry guys. That was
They
me.
promised me free internet from Harvard.
Yeah.
I want it.
Speaking with a British accent.
Yes, they do.
What?
Because we speak with English accents in South Africa.
That was a Men in Tights reference.
Yes.
A little bit.
It was. Unlike some other Robin Hoods, I can speak with English.
I can see.
Oh, wow. Men in
Oh,
Tights.
wait a second. Yeah. You're an actress as well. On board of everything else, right? And photography, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah.
On board.
On board? Did I say on board? On top.
Same thing.
Englishing's tough.
Yeah.
Englishing is.
The accent is fine. The words are the problem.
Yes.
So, acting. Oh, is that something you want to do in the future, or is it just something that you're doing for fun?
I love it. I really do. And I think modeling made me think more about it because I felt limited sometimes. When you do boring e-commerce jobs, it pays the bills, but sometimes going to acting auditions and going to acting classes. And I had a manager for a bit in LA, and it's dinners with directors where I didn't know the faces of, and then I would Google them in the bathroom after, and literally oh my God, I made dad jokes to him. That's so embarrassing. Sorry, Shane Black. But yeah, I mean, he was a really cool mentor, and gave me some opportunities for some auditions I never would have had been able to do. But yeah, I think it's an oversaturated market, and it's less artistic, obviously, than some of the other things I have creative control over. But when I do go back, it is something I will go back into again. But right now the focus is getting the agency sustainable, finishing the book, and just lecturing the courses in Paris, because teaching is important to me. And
Half the lecture.
Well, I was just invited to give a few seminars and lecture a few courses. I'll have the dean and vice chancellor of the school decide if they will hire me for future semesters.
Really awesome.
And I'll be more based in Paris. So,
Fantastic.
yeah, I just go where the wind takes me.
In English or in French?
I think it'll be in English for most of these courses, but it's private, business universities, and actually an English university that have a program in Paris.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah.
That's one thing that, like, I want to just touch on before we close up. Your business mind. Like, when you were saying, what was the term that you used for your artist? You're an entrepreneur artist?
Oh, yeah, an entrepreneur meets artist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's something that I'm always very interested in. And Federica the other time was the same. You know, it's this thing where people that are creatively minded that can also run the business, which I think is something that is coming out now. It's something that's new. Like, it didn't used to be that way. Artists were just shitty businessmen.
Yeah, and they would just struggle and
I think
struggle.
that a lot of artists are still shitty businessmen, but I think it's coming out a lot more now that people can run their own thing. And like, that's something that I've noticed with you a lot, is that you're not just thinking about the photography and the modeling and the writing, blah, 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 but you're also like really into how everything comes together and how you're going to promote this.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I think it's all relative. You have that power to make everything relative to each other. Like the photography, the modeling could help the photography, which could help the agency, which could help the writing, which could help, you have all of these different platforms and people that are ready to push you. So as long as you can make it all, first organic, second logical, then I think you can do it all.
Fantastic.
So, yeah.
That's it. You can do it all. I know you've got to run.
Yes.
So we're going to cut this. Thank you so much for coming in. And maybe next time you're in Milan, further on, once we got a couple more episodes under our belt, we can pop in and maybe dive into some of these topics that we just touched on today a little bit more.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
Fantastic. Oh, where can we find you? What's your social media? What's your website? Do you want to just like...
The agency, this is the one I'm really promoting right now, is the Tribe Management, like the Tribe and then MGMT on Instagram. We're making the website for it right now. I wanted to keep it like super secret, cool project. And then I realized, okay, we should probably work. A lot of traction is coming about. My personal handle is at Fawnfaced, FAWNFACED.
Cool. We'll put all that in the tags underneath.
Definitely.
AKA Daddy.
AKA Daddy. And we didn't even get onto that. So that's a whole different story.
That's a whole...
Right. Sweet. That's it.
Leave some
leave some mystery.
Curiosity right there.
Thank you so much, Allegra.
Of course.
That's a wrap, I'd say. Thank you. Renee.
Bye.
Right. Bye.
Bye.